Today on Sugar Spun Run, we'll be making butter crunch cookies. Hey Sugar Spun Bakers, Sam here, and today I am so excited to be sharing another carefully tested, well-researched, and perfected recipe. These are a unique cookie. As the name implies, they're super buttery. They have a nice snappy crunch to them. Really excited for you to try this one, so let's go ahead and get started. Now the first ingredient in today's recipe is butter, but we are going to take this butter a step further and we are going to brown it. This is what is going to give these cookies that rich, buttery flavor. It really makes them so good, you're gonna love it. Now to brown the butter, I'm going to add 1 cup or 2 sticks of unsalted butter to the skillet, if I can get it out of the wrapper, because my goodness, it shouldn't be this difficult. Make sure there's no paper on there. Okay, pretty sure we're good. 2 sticks. I really don't want you getting this out of here. This is not my first time unwrapping butter. Okay, 2 sticks of butter. We're going to melt this over medium-low heat. And I'll just stir the butter periodically while I'm melting it. By the way, every time I use these sprinkle spatulas, I get people asking me where I get them from. I get them from Amazon. I will make sure to leave a link. They are in my Amazon shop. They're really cute, really fun. I like them. Now, whenever you're browning butter, it's really best to do it in a light colored skillet. That way you can see when it's browning. If you do this in a cast iron, it's a little bit harder to tell. You're a little more likely to accidentally burn it. Okay, so once all the butter's melted, we're gonna turn up the heat just a notch above medium, and now we are going to stir everything constantly. Best to use a spatula, that way we can scrape the bottom of the pan and keep the butter from burning. Now you're going to hear this start sizzling and popping soon. Really hope my microphone picks up on that. It's a nice sound. And that's a good sign. It means the water is evaporating, which is what we're doing when we're browning butter. We are cooking out the water and we are browning the milk solids in the butter, and those browned or toasted milk solids give this butter its great flavor. Now this whole process does take several minutes. Obviously I'm gonna speed it up a little bit while you're watching it so you don't have to sit through all of that, but just don't rush the process. Don't crank up the heat. Have a little patience. We'll just continue to stir this, and what you're going to be listening for is for that sizzling to stop or to slow down. Once that happens, pay very careful attention to the pan, and you're going to want to look for any signs of browning. It can be kind of hard to see because of that foam. Just push it out of the way with your spatula. It smells so good. Okay, the sizzling's slowing down a little bit, and if I push the foam aside, I can see we've got some golden browning happening on the bottom. I'm gonna go just a little bit further. I want a slightly deeper brown. Oh yeah, I hope you can see that on camera. And as soon as I get that, I am going to remove this from heat, and I am going to pour this into a heat-proof bowl. You can see some of those brown bits in there. A nice toasty brown. They're not black though. If they smell burnt, unfortunately, you're going to have to start over. Now before we can proceed with this recipe, we are going to let this sit until it has completely re-solidified. While that brown butter is cooling, you'll want to get your oven preheating to 350 degrees Fahrenheit. Now I do have some butter that I already prepared, and I've been letting it sit so it's re-solidified. Just take a look at that. That's what yours should look like before you go any further with this recipe. So now we're going to be adding some brown sugar. This is 3/4 cup plus 2 tablespoons of firmly packed light brown sugar and a 1/2 cup of granulated sugar. Now we'll use an electric mixer to beat these together until they are creamy and well combined. Take a look at that. Again, this brown butter smells amazing. My kitchen smells so good right now. So the next thing we're going to need is 1 large egg. Woo! Let's use the blue one. Add that. We're also going to be adding a tablespoon of vanilla extract. Vanilla really complements that brown butter flavor so nicely. Stir everything together. All right, so now in a separate mixing bowl, we are going to combine our dry ingredients. You need 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, a teaspoon of baking soda, and a teaspoon of salt. We'll whisk everything together and then stir everything into our wet ingredients. And I add the dry ingredients usually in about 2 parts. Next, we'll add 1 cup of toffee bits, and we'll stir these in until they're well distributed through the batter. Now there's no chilling required with this recipe, so we can go ahead and start scooping our dough immediately. I like to scoop this dough by a level tablespoon. It may not seem like a ton of dough, but they are going to spread a fair bit. Now for that reason, we also want to make sure we're spacing our cookies at least 2 inches apart on the baking sheet. And I've lined my pan with parchment paper, which I always recommend with cookies, just makes for easy cleanup. Now these will need to bake in the center rack of our 350-degree Fahrenheit oven for about 10 to 12 minutes. When the cookies are finished baking, they should be a nice light golden brown color. Now you're going to want to let these cookies cool completely on the baking sheet, but once they've cooled completely, they should be nice and crisp all the way through. If yours aren't, just make sure to go ahead and bake the next batch a minute longer. And that is how you make these butter crunch cookies. I really hope you guys enjoyed today's recipe, and if you try this one out, please leave me a comment and let me know what you think. I always love hearing from you. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. These are so good. They're like super unique too.